Hey everyone, Eli here with the Men's Calling. Today I want to talk about reading books and the importance of books. In today's world, everyone is on their cell phones. Everybody is, just watching TV or on computers and things like that. And we can sometimes read news or different things online, but there is something really special about having an actual book in your hand and really diving deep into that and really getting the meat of that book. Books are so special. When I was younger, and I know some of you know this, but when I was younger, I had asthma and I wasn't able to move that much outside. So I was a very avid reader. Whenever we would go to a library, I would always return with this huge stack of books. And books really became another escape for me because it was like going to a different world, going to a different character's mind in those books. And so it really opened up so many doors for me, like with my imagination and things like that. And I just really thought that books were sometimes more exciting than movies. And some of the best movies that we have today came from books. So books are just fantastic for, giving you more imagination and opening up your mind. But also books are amazing for wisdom. And there are so many great men and so many men who influenced me who are dead, who are not here with us anymore. But from their books and from what they've written, have left such a big impact on me and how I see the world. For example, one of my favorite authors, maybe you guys know him, his name is C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis. He's written the Chronicles of Narnia. They were the children's storybooks, with the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. And actually right now, I'm reading the Magician's Nephew from one of the books that he's written, but in Japanese, since I'm living in Japan now, so I need to learn the language. So I've been reading this book in Japanese, and it really has been very interesting to see how they translate some of the words and some of the stories, in Japanese. Very, very fun. But one of the books that left a big impact on me was Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. I highly recommend that book if you want to understand more about Christianity and what we believe in. And the way that he writes is it's just so wise and very sophisticated. I really enjoy his books. Another author I recommend is a man named David Pawson. He's from England. David Pawson, I'll put his name here. And all of his books are written so simply that anyone can understand them. One of the times when he was speaking, he said that his goal when speaking is that a 10-year-old boy can understand what he's saying. Now that is a big goal and something that's so crucial for anyone who is, a speaker or a pastor. You want to be able to even have young children understand what you're saying. Don't be so complicated. But his writing is also with the same simplicity and with the same understanding of who's reading this. The people who are reading his books are not intellectuals. They're not people with PhDs. They are the normal everyday man. And so his books are just fantastic for understanding the Bible and the Christian life. One of the books that I really recommend from him is Unlocking the Bible. In that book, he goes through each book of the Bible and gives you the history, the background, and the reason why it was written. Then also the practicality, the principle of that book for us today and how we can read it. It's so fantastic. I recommend that for any of you who are interested in learning more about the Bible and scripture. It's so easy to understand, easy to read. And usually after I finish a book in the Bible in my own Bible reading, then I would read one of his summaries in that book, and it just opened up my eyes more, and I want to read the book again because there's new things I can just discover. So David Pawson, find him, read some of his books. It is highly recommended. And of course, the most important book you should try to read is the Bible. It's always difficult at the beginning to get into the Bible. You open it up, you feel like you don't want to read it. But once you start, then you just keep going. The passion starts to come because the enemy doesn't want anyone to read that book. He doesn't want anyone to do it. So that's why you never feel a strong desire to want to read it. But once you go into it, then you're like, okay, this is actually very nice. Same with prayer, once you're praying for something, I don't feel like praying today. But once you start praying, then you get into the flow. And it's because the enemy knows that these two things are against him. So that's why you need to really push through. Read the Bible, and try to read the Bible, the full book through. Don't just take a chapter or a verse. Try to go through the whole book to get the full context of it. For those of you who are like new to studying scripture or the Bible, I recommend reading the book of Luke. I love the book of Luke. It's easy to read. It really captures out. It really, punches out to you, and it's really, really, good, a very good pacing. And another book I love is the book of Acts. So like read Luke, then read the book of Acts. Those are good connections. All right. So anyway, these are just some things I wanted to say about reading. Read a book, get the wisdom from the book, and don't be foolish. Don't be dumb. Like, don't just look at your phone all day. Read a book. After you're watching this video, go out, read a book. All right. Do your best. I'll see you later.